They sank then to slumber. With sorrow one paid for his evening repose, as often betid them while Grendel was holding the gold-bedecked palace, ill deeds performing, till his end overtook him, 5 death for his sins. 'Twas seen very clearly. Grendel's mother is known to be thirsting for revenge. Known unto earth folk, that still an avenger outlived the loathed one, long since the sorrow caused by the struggle. The mother of Grendel, devil-shaped woman, her woe ever minded, 10 who is held to inhabit the horrible waters. The cold-flowing currents, after Cain had become a slayer with edges to his one only brother, the son of his sire. He set out then banished, marked as a murderer, man-joys avoiding, 15 lived in the desert. Thence demons unnumbered. The poet again magnifies Beowulf's valor. Fate sent awoke, one of them Grendel, sword-cursed, hateful, who at Heorot met with a man that was watching, waiting the struggle, where a horrid one held him with hand-grapple sturdy, 20 nathless he minded the might of his body, the glorious gift God had allowed him, and folk-ruling father's favor relied on his help and his comfort. So he conquered the foeman, the hell-spirit humbled. He unhappy departed then, 25 reaved of his joyance, journeying to death haunts, foeman of man. His mother moreover. Grendel's mother comes to avenge her son. Eager and gloomy, was anxious to go on her mournful mission, mindful of vengeance for the death of her son. She came then to Heorot 30, where the Armordane earlmen all through the building were lying in slumber. Soon there became then return to the nobles, when the mother of Grendel entered the folk hall. The fear was less grievous by even so much as the vigor of maidens, 35 war strength of women, by warrior is reckoned, when well-carved weapon, worked with the hammer, blade very bloody, brave with its edges, strikes down the boar sign that stands on the helmet. Then the hard-edged weapon was heaved in the building, 40 the brand o'er the benches, broad lindens many hand-fast were lifted. For helmet he recked not, for armor net broad, whom terror laid hold of. She went then hastily, outward would get her life for to save, when someone did spy her. She seizes a favorite liegeman of Hrothgar's. 45 soon she had grappled one of the athelings fast and firmly, when fenward she hied her. That one to Hrothgar was liefest of heroes, in rank of retainer where waters encircle, a mighty shield warrior, whom she murdered at slumber. 50 a broadly famed battle knight. Beowulf was absent. Beowulf was asleep in another part of the palace. But another apartment was erstwhile devoted to the glory-decked Geatman, when gold was distributed. There was hubbub in Heorot. The hand that was famous she grasped in its gore. Grief was renewed, then 55 in homes and houses. 'Twas no happy arrangement in both of the quarters to barter and purchase with lives of their friends. Then the well-aged ruler, the grey-headed war-thane, was woeful in spirit, when his long-trusted liegeman lifeless he knew of. Beowulf is sent for. 60 his dearest one gone. Quick from a room was Beowulf brought, brave and triumphant. As day was dawning in the dusk of the morning. He comes at Hrothgar's summons. Went then that earlman, champion noble, came with comrades, where the clever one bided 65, whether God all-gracious would grant him a respite after the woe he had suffered. The war-worthy hero with a troop of retainers trod then the pavement, the hall building groaned, till he greeted the wise one. Beowulf inquires how Hrothgar had enjoyed his night's rest. The Earl of the Ingwins asked if the night had 70 fully refreshed him, as fain he would have it. Several eminent authorities either read or amend the MS, so as to make this verse read, while Grendel was wasting the gold-bedecked palace. So 2015 below, ravaged the desert. For Sana, 1281 TB. Suggests Scyld, limiting Edwieft. Read then, return of sorrows to the nobles, etc. This emendation supplies the syntactical gap after Edwieft. Some authorities follow Grain's lexicon in treating herd ek as enage. Limiting sword, h so. Renders it as a subst. So v. 1491, the sense of the translation would be the same. B. Suggests under atroph genome, v. 1303. This emendation, as well as an emendation with, to v. 739, he offers, because under baffles him in both passages. All we need is to take under in its secondary meaning of in, which, though not given by Grain, occurs in the literature. Cf. Cron. 876, Marches AS. Graham. Section 355, and Oro. Amaze. I. 10, where under equals in the midst of. Cf. Modern eng. In such circumstances, which interchanges in good usage with under such circumstances. For nead lathu, 1321 c. Suggests nead latham and translates, asked whether the night had been pleasant to him after crushing hostility.